Hello, Thrifty Music Collectors, VC, VK, and especially those of you in the Facebook group, Thrifty Music Collectors, and those of you watching on this video on YouTube. Uh, Welcome to the Music Cell. My name is Tim, and you're watching another episode of Tim's Thrifty Music. You ask why do I call this my music cell? The music cell, as I explained in my last video, which I filmed a week ago today. My wife and I have moved from a two-story house to a small two-bedroom apartment we downsized a couple of weeks ago, and to so having to fit everything in, trying to fit everything in, having to fit all of my music in and stuff. We don't want to have it in the other bedroom. That's for our kids when they're visiting, or for guest bedroom. We don't want to have all my music in there, so we ended up having to fit it in our bedroom. And it's a small space anyway, so we have to be creative fitting everything in, along with our clothes and everything. So space is tight in here somewhat, but we still have, but we got getting everything to fit, and we're still being able to move around. I'm still unpacking that stuff. I don't have my cassettes unpacked yet, but I have the space reserved in the closet for them and stuff. So I call this my music cell. I got my all my vinyl unpacked, and I've been listening to it. Before moving, had got I had gotten rid of over 100 albums. A lot of it was duplicates. I had sent a lot out as love packages to various members, and then I sent a lot out to a bunch of jazz that I didn't really listen to Chris at Dixieland Farms. And also for those of you that think that for music you get at thrift stores and dollar bins isn't not the greatest, you can ask anybody that I sent stuff to. The music I sent them is actually, the vinyl I sent them is actually in pretty good shape, and I didn't pay over $1 for any of it. And right now I'm listening, going through all my vinyl. It's not really in any particular order. It's just how, by the way it was when I unpacked it and had put it on my shelves. I'm wading through it now to get it down some more. For stuff I don't really care for as well, I'm going to be getting rid of. So I'm listening to all of it. Also, people probably wonder, how do I have the time to listen to all the music I listen to in a week? Well, right, I've been unemployed since November, and now I'm a full-time student, but my classes are all online, and it's mainly reading intensive. It's not much videos with it. And when I'm reading and when I'm doing my studying, doing my homework and stuff, I cannot have it being quiet in the room. I have to have some music going in the background. And so I'll be studying here, and as you can tell, I'm in my room right now. I'll have some and my turntable is right behind me in my stereo. I'll just be sitting here in my room studying, and I'll just I'll have music playing on my stereo while I'm studying, and to flip an album over, or to put in a change, or flip a tape over, or whatever. I just have to turn around and change it. And also, like I said, I'm going to school school full time. See, with the school I go to, it's 11-week quarters. It's very intensive with reading and stuff. For an example, well, one class I'm taking, we've gone through 8 weeks of this quarter. In this 8 weeks, for one class, for the book, we've had to read 21 chapters already. This is just over 8 weeks, 590 pages. That doesn't include the projects we've had to do in there and the papers we've had to write for it and other stuff. Also, okay, I'm in Calculus 2. Okay, like I said, 11-week quarter. Okay, you think, okay, Calculus 2 wouldn't cover as much as the regular colleges cover in a semester? Wrong again. What we've covered in this quarter is that I had gone to the University of Iowa 34 years ago. I partied too much, but I had taken Calculus 2 there, but I partied too much there. My calculus class was at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'd either be drunk when I was class or hungover. But what we've covered in this quarter is we're keeping up with what we covered most that semester at the University of Iowa. I compared it with the book from there. And this was a semester there, and this is only 8 weeks with this. So I'm pretty impressed with how much we cover in this quarter, in a quarter here. That's how intense this program is. I know I keep busy with homework, and I'm carrying a lot better grades. I'm carrying an A in it here. Okay, so well, I know you're here more for the music, so I'll stop talking about the other stuff and I'll start showing you what I've been listening to over the past week. I know some of this stuff is some people might laugh at, but like I've said plenty of times, I collect a lot of stuff from the 70s, including pop, bubblegum, almost all types of music from the 70s. Of course, I graduated high school in 78. Plus, I grew up in the Midwest, in a town or city of around 30,000. It was mainly top 40 radio stations there, country or like big band or talk radio, and a Christian station. So we pretty much had to deal with what they played on radio, and so the radio top 40 station played about some of everything. They didn't have the different genres and stuff, and so when I went into the Air Force, lived in some of these bigger places, I didn't realize what these different genres were and stuff. So I still mix all of it together. I don't care what people think. Well, anyway, I'll start showing you it. The reason why I show you is that some of the first stuff, and I still like his music. First one I have to show you is Barry Manilow. This one's for you. This one's from 1976 on Arista. Of course, it has that song that was a hit on the song. This one's for you, and of course, it had Jumps Up Boogie on it, and Weekend in New England, and Looks Like We Made It. So it had quite a few of his hits on there. Just a second, let me turn on the light in here so I can read these better. Next up, for Barry Manilow's greatest hits. This is from 1978 on Arista. Of course, it's his greatest hits two album set. That was on Arista also. Okay, another one by him from 1979 on Arista, One Voice. Of course, it has the song One Voice on it, and it has Ships on this one. I like the song Ships. Okay, last time I've showed you, I had a bunch of soundtracks on there. I have a few more this time. Here is the soundtrack to Tommy. It's the version by the London Symphony Orchestra and the chamber choir, and it's with the guest soloists. Of course, the guest soloists are like the members of the Who, and as other artists like Sandy Denny's on there, and Ringo Starr's on it, and also let me just go through here, like Sandy Denny, Graham Bell, Steve Winwood, Richie Havens, Rod Stewart, and Richard Terrace are all on here. It's on old records, and it's from 1972. You notice I have the booklet with it. I only spent like $1 or $2 on this one also. And it's in real nice shape. It sounds real good. So, okay, next soundtrack is a classic one from the 80s. Soundtrack to Top Gun. Of course, everybody's probably seen the movie, heard some of the songs from the soundtrack anyway. Of course, here's the soundtrack from a classic movie from '69. This is the soundtrack to True Grit. Oh, I should say the Top Gun album's on Columbia from 1986. This is the soundtrack to True Grit. Let me make sure of it's from 1969. It's on Capitol. It's mainly Elmer Bernstein. The song True Grit, Glenn Campbell does sing the vocals on, but that's the only song he does sing on. Okay, this one I was given up from a friend of my daughter's when she decided she wanted to get rid of her vinyl collection. This is the Valley Selections from the Turning Point. Like I said, I'm weeding out some stuff that I don't think I'll listen to much. I think this might be one of them. I don't think I'll really listen to this one too much. It's from the 20th Century Fox movie from, I think it was like 77 or something like that, if I remember right. But it's pretty much music from various ballets. So I think that's when I'm going to be reading out from it. Next up, Loggins and Messina. This is from 1972 on Columbia. Let's bring it up closer so you can see it better. Of course, this one has Your Mama Don't Dance and Thinking of You and Angry Eyes on it. And for some Kenny Loggins, of course, this is Night Watch. This one has What a Fool Believes on it, and Whenever I Call You Friend, and he does a decent cover of Down in the Boondocks on it. And that's from 1978 on Columbia. Here's another Kenny Loggins album, Keep the Fire, from 1979 on Columbia. And it, of course, it has a song Keep the Fire on it, and it also has a song This Is It on it. And I'm just seeing it. Okay, here's another Kenny Loggins one. A lot of people associate this album as a Christmas one, but that's mainly because of the title track on there is more of a more Christmas related, but a lot of the songs on here aren't Christmas. But still, for some reason, it's been lumped into Christmas, even though it's just a title track that's Christmas related. It's from 1977 on Columbia. Okay, here's one on A&M from 1977. It's Nils Lofgren. I Came to Dance. I'm really impressed with this album. He really rocks on here. This is my only Nils Lofgren album, but I do like this album. He does rock on here. Okay, this one, if I remember right, it's also, yes, this is also from 1977 on London Records. This is John Lodge, Natural Avenue. Of course, it's John Lodge from The Moody Blues. It's a solo album of his from 1977. Okay, this one, the cover's not in the greatest shape, but the vinyl's pretty good. It's Barbara Mandrell Moods. It's from 1978. It has the songs of Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right, and has the Eeping Single on a Double Bed. Yes, I do like country also, and I do like her singing. I remember my mom and I would remember when back in the late 70s, early 80s, sometime in there, where her and her sisters had a variety show, and my mom and I would watch that. Before that, we'd watch Solid Gold and American Top 10 with Casey Kasem on TV before that, and then we'd watch that show. So we'd watch some rock, and then we'd watch some country, or I should say rock, pop, or disco and stuff. Next up, from 76, this is Jennifer Warnes. Jennifer Warnes, of course, this is the one with her hit Right Time of the Night on it. One song that I was impressed with on this album is she does a cover of the song Love Hurts on it. Yes, it's the same song that was a hit for Nazareth at about the same time, and she does a real good cover of it. And looking at it, I noticed Nicky Hopkins plays piano on this album for her, for some of the songs, or for around all the songs. It looks like a good portion of them. And this is on Arista Records. Well, the Barbara Mandrell album is from 78, and it's on I have to check. I don't really see the label on here. Oh, it's on ABC. Next up, on Warner Brothers from 1985, it's Joe Walsh, The Confessor. Of course, this is just a good Joe Walsh album that just rocks. Some more Joe Walsh. The smoker you drink, the player you get. This is from 1973 on MCA. This is an album that he does Rocky Mountain Way on it. Of course, that's a classic. That's a true classic hit of his. That is one of my favorite songs of his. There's one that I like better. The song of his that I like better is his solo version of "In the City." That's from the movie The Warriors. If I could find that soundtrack, I'd love it. Then for a while, then during the week, I started listening to my Rick Wakeman albums. So I have several of them. The first one is from 1973 on A&M. Of course, I cassette it's Rick Wakeman. The Six Wives of Henry VIII. Just like listening to Rick Wakeman's Keep Her Playing. Of course, Rick Wakeman, people know of him from his work with Yes, and also Wakeman or Anderson Bruford Wakeman Tao. And then from 74 on A&M, Journey to the Center of the Earth. He's very much put the classic story to music, Jules Verne story to music, and with it he has performs it with the London Symphony Orchestra and the English Chamber Choir. And yes, I do have the booklet with it that came with it. Okay, from 1975, another Rick Wakeman, The Myths and Legends of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. And yes, this is on A&M also, and yes, I have the booklet that came with it. Okay, the next one on A&M also from 76 is No Earthly Connection. There wasn't a booklet with this one, but something even better. I still have the foil intact that came with it. See, on the inner sleeve, it shows what you're supposed to do with the foil. See, in this corner, you're supposed to roll it up and put it, you see, like right in the middle here, you're supposed to put it in the middle of here, and then you put it down in there. You see the front and back, and you put it down in there, and you look in at the foil and look at the image. But I didn't want to destroy the foil there. Okay, then from 77, White Rock. This album he did for the motion picture soundtrack for the Innsbruck Winter Olympics, or as it says, the Innsbruck Winter Games. So this was for the So this was done for the Innsbruck Winter Olympics. And then the last of the Rick Wakeman albums is from 1979. It's a double album set. It's called Rhapsodies, and he does various rhapsodies. Some he's written, and some, or most of them he wrote. But there's one that I really like on here is the first track on side 2. He performs Rhapsody in Blue on there, out and on keyboards, and it sounds pretty neat though on here. And this is actually my probably my favorite album of his. But what I think sort of neat is look at this gatefold on here, the inside gatefold, the keyboard, how it wraps around the mountain there, and how he's playing the keyboards with his hands and feet. There's a few that I played already that I picked up just the other day at a Goodwill in a suburb of Chicago. I wasn't planning on buying any albums. I was trying to keep away from buying any music until I had gone through all of mine listening to it, but I was waiting for my daughter, who was looking at clothes. We had to take some stuff to her because that she was needing there at college. And while waiting, I figured I'd just look see what they had for vinyl. Well, I came across this one, and I had to get it. I don't find anything by him in my digs here in the Rockford area. This is the Best of Lobo. It's on Big Tree Records. It's from 1975. I've always liked this music. He had a lot of hits, especially in the early 70s. It's pretty much all soft rock, but I've always liked his music, and so finally getting my hands on a Lobo album, and it's not to mention it's real nice shape, and I got it for 99 cents. Then also in it, I like Air Supply. This is one of their albums I didn't have before. This is their self-titled album from 1985 on Arista Records, and it has the song Just As I Am on it. And then the last one I got there was this Wang Chung Points on the Points on the Curve. It's from 1983 on Geffen Records. This is an album with Dance All Days on it. Okay, next up is some John Waite, of the baby from the Babies, and later on he was trying to remember. I think he was in Bad English, but this is his 1982 album on Chrysalis. This is the album Ignition, or this album he really rocks on. And then this is his 1984 album on EMI America, No Breaks. This is the one with his big hit, Missing You. Then this is the song. This guy. This is a guy I like, and I know there are several people that like this guy. This is a guy that appeared at times on MASH. He's pretty much a singer-songwriter. It's Loudon Wainwright III. This is album 3. There's a song on here that was a hit for him in the 70s. It's more of a humorous song but he is an excellent singer-songwriter. The hit that he had is on this album. That song is Dead Skunk. And this is album's from, if I remember right, let me check. think it's from 72. It's on. Yes, it's from 1972 on Columbia. And the final album I have to show you is from 1969 on Reprise Records. It's the Vogue's Tell. I know there's some of these are covers. I'm not really sure which ones are hits from them on here, but it's real nice, softer, softer stuff on here. But they do like I've Got My Eyes on You and On Broadway, A Taste of Honey. I know there's others on here that I heard, but I'm just trying to remember. But it was real nice listening. That was real nice listening to when I was studying and stuff. Well, that's all I have for you this time. I'm going to try making a video every Monday morning, I think. And yes, today is Labor Day, so hoping everybody has a nice Labor Day. My wife's having to work today. She works at a nursing home and activities. But I hope everybody has a nice Labor Day. It's supposed to rain here, so I don't know how nice it will be here. But until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.